back again. This was actually from about a week ago. I'm a little bit behind on uploads. I can't decide if I want to do every session or not. But either way, here we are. So the idea was toes to bar. Not very good at these, so I'll get better. I think somebody who's used to CrossFit might be able to get a better rhythm. It felt a little better on some of these sets than on that first one. And some of these I ended up kind of doing like an extra rep on one side with the kettlebell. The whole goal here was to try and load the hamstrings a bit. In hindsight, to be able to keep the form appropriate to do this, I probably actually should have gone lighter, but it is what it is. I want to say that I did these on a minute 15. I really want it to be that I pick a number of reps and sets that makes sense first, and then after that make sure that I'm feeling out a time interval that I stick to. I really don't want it to be that I do too many of these and halfway through every time I'm letting the interval climb up on me. I've been through this before where I try and do a conditioning block. I think this is the first time where I feel a little bit more confident in sticking with the conditioning block for longer. I think everybody's always worried about losing what you've gained when you're trying to do something that's conditioning related. And the wisdom of others has definitely been that it will come back, especially if you're doing your training right. And so I'm really going to stick with trying to get my cardiovascular metrics nice and high for much longer this time, probably minimum 6 weeks. I might even go out to 8 weeks. And this is an opportunity to do some exercises that hit up things that normally go to the wayside, like some of the stabilization stuff, some of the core stuff. I know a lot of people say like, when I lift heavy, I'm working my core, and that is true, but I am suspicious that different muscles have different thresholds or ranges of optimal activation. So it might be that some muscles, depending upon their composition, and this might vary from person to person a little bit, but I'm sure there's a degree to which that just lats, for instance, have a particular muscle fiber composition that is different from the quads, let's say. And so one might require greater frequency or heavier treatment than another. Like, I think legs really require medium frequency, decently heavy once they've been acclimatized with maybe some higher rep weeks in preparation, right? Like, you can just really go from like kind of high rep middle weight and really get your way towards doing extremely heavy weights with medium frequency, and I think that'll grow your legs. It seems to be what a lot of people do. My trouble is in the upper body. I just do not grow in my upper body for squat. Like, it's helped focusing on strongman, where I do know that I have to move things a little bit more statically. Like, I did find that I couldn't get the reflex out of the bar when doing axle bar clean and press. So even if you are doing a jerk, there is more of the pressing action that is occurring because your dip doesn't allow you to drive the same because the bar has no whip. So you're not getting some oscillating rebound. You're literally just you're just only imparting some minimal momentum. It's no spring. So strongman's definitely caused it to be that I'm recognizing that I can't get away from building some muscle up top. So I'm slowly finding ways to do that. And that'll be the next block after this conditioning is done. But for now, just trying to build that engine, as they say. Yeah, you can see that I'm like trying to figure out what the rhythm should be and just like not getting afraid of actually kind of like not waiting for my body to come back to center and just get the legs up there. Though I think my grip does start to give out a little bit. I feel fortunate that in my first two competitions I didn't have anything that really was challenging to my grip, because I know if we had some grip specific events that I would probably not do as well as like a lot of people who are more familiar with this sport or who gravitate towards this sport. My grip is good in maybe the way that maybe a wrestler's is, or like how like a lot of martial artist guys kind of train their grip, where I can hold on to something, of a light or medium weight and really wrestle it around. I might be decent at Moss wrestling maybe. But being able to clasp my hand around something very heavy of a wide diameter and then not let go, not so much. But probably could grab onto somebody's forearm and, rev like a motorcycle pretty good. My family was wrestlers, and that was definitely sometimes a way that you could mess with people, is like you could just brute strength their arm at the right angle. Yeah, these were just so awkward. Yeah, you can see the kind of rhythm happening there. Some of this very well could be flexibility issues. I just do not have very flexible hamstrings. My hamstrings are something I'm going to really have to solve, because I think the flexibility, or lack thereof, really does impede my ability to feel them contract, and therefore like really start to get them to be trained and be participating muscles and grow. I think that's why my deadlift is so far behind my squat and my clean and jerk, and even really like my frame deadlift, to be perfectly honest. Like, I think my ability to do deadlift from a handicap much more easily than I have anticipated that I would. And so this is the case with the frame and with the wagon wheel deadlift. Is because we're kind of past the part where I really need to load my hamstrings too much. I can kind of just low back, glutes, quads a bit, and it's fine. And some of that is because I can get away with that because my arms are very long for my height. I'm 5'6", 5'7" on a good day, I say. But my arms are like 5'11". All right, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.